An abusive narcissist will be crazy forever if you manage to do these 8 things to him. Feel like you're stuck in the middle of selfish madness. Want to break their power and give them a taste of their own medicine? I have a treat for you. We are going to talk about 8 things that will make a narcissist go completely crazy today. These people who only care about themselves will be shocked by these unexpected responses. But don't let go. Make sure to hit that all-important subscribe button and turn on the warning bell before we get into the exciting details. Why? As I work on a treasure trove of life-saving material, and trust me, you won't want to miss a single post. But there is one catch. Let me give you a warning before we start this exciting trip. You should not think about these tips if the narcissist in your life has abused you or someone in your home physically. The first thing you should do is get help from the domestic abuse center in your area. If that's not the case, though, get ready for these 8 shocking ideas that will completely throw off a narcissist. Now, are you ready to see their spoiled and uncaring egos catch fire? We should all work together to drive them crazy. If you're dealing with a narcissist, you might be thinking, how can I teach them a lesson? How can I bring them to their knees or almost drive them crazy? We're going to look at 8 powerful ways to drive a narcissist crazy in today's movie. It's clear that the narcissist didn't expect these reactions. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell before we start so you don't miss any of my future shows. Happy to have you on my video if you're new. But I want to stress an important point. Please don't follow the advice in this video if the narcissist in your life has hurt you or someone else physically. Instead, I really want you to get help from the domestic abuse center in your area. But if that doesn't work for you, here are 8 things that will drive a spoiled and cruel narcissist crazy. The first thing is turning down Hoover. Those who have been through the rough waters of a bad relationship know all too well the feared devaluation phase that comes after the Hoover. The Hoover is a trick that narcissists use to get you back into their grip, only to hurt you more later. You've probably been through this loop more than once before. Rejecting their Hoover, on the other hand, will drive them crazy if you want to turn the tables on them. They've been able to get away with their bad behavior up until now, but your refusal throws their whole elaborate plan off track. Once they've given you, or their new source, the scaly silence treatment, they'll try to pull you back in for their own emotional support. A lot of people think this is a real sign of regret and a desire to fix things with you, but it's just another plan to keep you in their selfish vortex. However, there is a catch. Turning down their Hoover is a surprise that drives them crazy. Why would you turn down their offer? Their tricks and games with your mind no longer work on you. You can't be fooled by their fake acts of regret anymore. When you turn down the Hoover, you show that you've moved past their mental problems. 2. Refusing to use triangulation. To gain control, a narcissist's best weapon is to make the person they're after feel unwanted and unwanted. This approach usually comes up when they are unhappy with the way things are in the relationship, find a new source of supply, or are able to get back into the picture. They might tell you that things aren't going well, or that they've found someone else, but all the while they're trying to keep you in their manipulative web. They might even make up a lie about wanting to break up with their new partner, but not being able to. This is where triangulation comes in. They skillfully put you up against other people, making you fight for their attention and love, which makes you change how you look or act in a pointless attempt to make them like you more. But, as I've said in other videos, a narcissist doesn't care about how you look, how much money you make, or how much schooling you have. Even if you go through major physical changes, that will never be enough to win their true love or keep their attention on you alone. So, when you find out that the narcissist is looking for new targets or is already having an affair, The most powerful thing you can do is refuse to play their games of deception and walk away with grace. They can now go find their next source of supply, and the game is over. You, on the other hand, can leave the stage with honor. They lose power when you say no, which makes them angry because they know they can't control you anymore. Number 3. Get rid of emotional weakness. People who are abused by narcissists often make the mistake of thinking that the narcissists really care about their feelings and feel bad about what they did. This makes the victims mentally weak, letting the narcissist see their deepest fears, hurts, and disappointments. That person has no idea that the narcissist is using cognitive empathy to get this information for themselves. Instead of truly understanding what their victim is going through, they use their weaknesses and wounds to hurt them even more. Because their victim was honest about their flaws, they go after the areas they know will hurt the most. Additionally, being emotionally open all the time makes it easier for the narcissist to grab you back into their harmful hold. They know that when they storm out of the room after a heated fight, they can use the information they have to make the best vacuum. As was said in the first tip, this is exactly why it is so important to refuse their Hoover. You take away their power and show that their mind games don't have any effect on your feelings by doing this. Fourth, stay clear about what you want. Being clear at all times is the only way to really get to know a narcissist. They are trying to break you down, but don't let it happen. In order to keep power over you, they will do anything, even change your feelings and memories. It may look like love bombing and cognitive empathy are appealing, but they are actually just plans to keep you from thinking for yourself. Narcissists are crazy about the idea that you might remember life before they took over, and any sense of independence you have drives them crazy. To help you see through the narcissist's lies, it's helpful to keep a log and talk to a loved one you trust. If you have these tools, you can stop them from distorting your reality and making you question your intuition. Maintaining your focus is very annoying to narcissists, and they will do everything they can to break you down. But if you hold on to your own sense of truth, you give yourself the power to fight back against their tricks. 5. Tell everyone what their tricks are. Letting the narcissist know that you are aware of how they manipulate you is a good way to get their attention. Start small by showing them real proof of their questionable behavior, like text messages or stories about narcissism. You could even ask a new person to tell you about the narcissist's bad behavior. However, these are just the first steps. There is a different way to really let the narcissist know that their game is up. You don't have to show proof that they gaslighted you, cheated on you, or lied to you anymore. That has already been proven. Instead, you show that you can see through their mask by the way you act. Don't let yourself get caught up in pointless talks or their narcissistic vortex. If someone tries to distract you from their own behavior by talking about the past or trying to trick you, just leave. You could also say whatever to show that their actions no longer bother you. You don't have to tell them directly that you're aware of their bad habits. Let your actions speak for themselves. 6th, don't believe their nonsense. Get ready for the narcissist to insult you verbally. They will put you down and say things like you are useless, boring, and unwanted. During the whole thing, they expect you to be thankful that they are there. If you take what they say to heart, this kind of abuse can be very bad for your mental health. However, there is a way to get back at the narcissist. Refrain from responding when they start yelling at you. Do not be upset, cry, beg, or show any other emotion. Instead, you can be polite and leave the room without a fuss, even if you're in the middle of a sentence. This out-of-the-blue behavior will throw the narcissist off and make them very angry. Indeed, they may keep up their insults, hoping to get someone to respond. Do not give in to their tricks, though. Don't take their mean words personally, and don't let them feel good about making you angry. You can use jiu-jitsu-style moves to deal with narcissists. The sudden turn of events will lessen their hold, and that's when you know you've really won. 7th, don't pay attention to them. Like air, narcissists need attention and praise all the time. To keep their fragile self-esteem up, they need ongoing approval from other people. To keep their heads high, they will drain the energy of anyone who comes close. For them, negative attention is like a drug. It feeds their never-ending need and uses the trauma bond it makes to keep you in their grip. For a narcissist, though, quiet is more powerful than words. Their weak point is that they don't care. They'd rather be looked down upon than ignored. They can't stand not being seen or noticed, especially by people they want to rule. Using the grey rock method alone won't be enough. Complete avoidance, which means cutting off all touch, is the only thing that works. When co-parenting or work obligations force you to deal with a narcissist, it's best to find ways to keep your contact with them to a minimum. If you can, though, act like they don't exist. Stop talking to them, change your email address, and say no to their attempts to get you back in. You destroy their health by not recognizing them in any way. Don't forget that the goal is not to punish them or teach them a lesson, but to keep yourself safe. If you don't want to give narcissists the chance to hurt you more, they will take advantage of any chance they get. 8th, be open to change. People who are selfish are in charge of their relationships. We might think that standing up to them means yelling, fighting, or telling everyone about what they're doing wrong. If we stay in the poisonous relationship, on the other hand, we feed their ego and invite more abuse. To really take a stand, we need to do what was suggested in the first 7 tips. Narcissists hate change, especially when they can't handle it. We stay in a bad relationship because it makes us more angry and frustrated. The key to freedom is to shake things up. There will be no change no matter how much proof or threats we make if we stay. So it's important to break the trend and bring about change. What matters is not whether they get angry or deny doing anything wrong. Just not doing what they expect is enough to make them crazy. Our main goal is not to make them crazy, but to get away from their cruel rule. Break the ties, number 9. The worst thing for a narcissist is to lose a steady source of supply, but trying to trick them, argue with them, or even damage their things only makes them more determined to take advantage of you. We're made to look like the crazy ones, while they keep playing their mind games without getting caught. Putting our health first and ending the bad relationship is the only way to regain our power. For a narcissist, walking away is the worst thing that can happen because it shows that they no longer have power over us. It's the most effective way to get back at someone, and it drives them crazy. When we think about leaving, we might feel guilty or sorry for ourselves, but we need to remember that these feelings are just the narcissist's words in our heads. They'll find other ways to make money. We're leaving for our own safety, not because we're mad or spiteful. Our emotional and mental health will suffer if we stay involved with a narcissist. Choosing ourselves and putting in place a strict no-contact policy are the only ways to break the never-ending loop. If you thought this advice was helpful and want more help on your path to healing, check out the links in the video description. I can help you along the way by coaching you and making plans just for you. For more details, you can also check out my website. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that my movies keep showing up in your feed. That's the end of today's movie. Since you stuck around to the end, thank you. Be careful and see you next time.